I had one interview with a woman called Heidi Klesseg, an American lady, and she's an anaesthetist. That's her gig.
What's that?
Basically, knocks you out essentially before surgery. So she'd go in and obviously have to work out, body weight and whatever, so they don't give you too many drugs, but then you don't wake up on the operating table with your belly open, whatever. Like, I think it's kind of quite a complex thing. So she said it was her first day on the job, and she's got the consultant that's saying, right, okay, so we've got this body, person's dead, but they're, they've been on life support, but the life support's about to be turned off, and we need to basically harvest the organs. And, there's a helicopter on the helicopter pad on the top of the hospital. They're going to take whatever organs away to put into whoever. So she's like, okay. So she has to do something in terms of drugs for the body so it doesn't, flit around while they're trying to take things off. So, so she writes the list of drugs she's going to administer, and he checks it, and he says, oh, you've not got any pain relief on here. So she's like, but they're dead. Like, why do they need pain relief? And he's like, just make sure I put some on. So she puts some on, and whatever happens. And then she starts to question it. And so now, like, she writes books on this, and she talks to loads of people. So she's basically saying brain death didn't exist. Brain death, or the term brain death, was invented for the organ harvesting industry, which is worth trillions worldwide. So if someone's dead, you can't harvest their organs because the organs are dead. They die with them. And if they're alive, well, that's murder. So you can't do that either. So they invented something in between, which is called brain death, which is like there's basically no brain activity. So essentially they're dead, but they're not, because their heart's still beating, blood's still flowing around the body. So they're not dead, but they're brain dead. So they invent this, right? So then she's like, does this huge study of hundreds of people, patients. And she's like, I think it was like most of them were dead, essentially, and they died. But there was about 200 just in her study alone. She said they live normal lives. Like they were pronounced dead, and they're married with kids now, and they live their lives. And she said there was one particular one which was really harrowing. So she says basically, there's a guy who has a motorcycle accident, and she said it's horrific to the point where he's got brain coming out of his ear. Like this guy's fucked, basically. And he's pronounced brain dead. The helicopter's landed, and the doctor is saying to the family, we're going to take him into the operating theater now. He's dead. We're going to take him into the operating theater. And obviously, he's an organ donor, whatever. But the brother's not having it because the brother's, what's your brother? It's your brother, right? And the brother's like, no, this is bullshit. No chance. No, fucking no, no, no. So they leave the room, and he's like, anyway, the guy moves, responds. So he goes running out into the reception. He's like, nurse, like my brother's just moved. Bear in mind, they're preparing the operating theater. And they're like, oh yeah, no, yeah, we were taught that. That can happen sometimes. So when they come in to wheel him away, he's like, I'm in for a penny, in for a pound now. So he basically slams his keys into the bottom of his foot. And basically the brother practically sits up, throws a fucking haymaker at him. So then they're like, oh my God, he's alive, blah, blah, blah. He's married with kids, settled down, fine. And when Heidi Klessig interviewed him, he said that he was conscious of everything in that room and could hear the conversation where the doctor is explaining to his family how they're going to harvest his organs. And you're like, fuck, could you imagine being like unable to move and hearing that? Like, that's some horror film shit.
Yeah.
And she said, this is happening everywhere, particularly in America. Like, this is happening everywhere.